Hello, Lobo fans. Welcome on set of your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. Coach Bradbury, your team is rolling right now. Winners of 3 of its last 4. How have they done it?
I think we've stuck together, stuck to the plan, and really stayed the course. I think over the last several weeks, actually, defensively we've stayed steady. We haven't wavered in any of that, and offensively we've continued to improve. So, I'm excited about where we're at. I'm excited about where we can be going as well.
The Lobos have been very consistent during Coach Bradbury's tenure at New Mexico. I believe it's all but one now, at least 10 wins in conference play, Coach. That's something to hang your hat on.
It is. It's a tough league. It's a tough travel league. It's, all that stuff, and the teams are really good. So, for us to be constantly in the top 4 of the league, every year, and that's what's expected. I think that shows our consistency and how we've built the program.
Coach mentioned a tough travel league. You guys stayed out on the road for a very difficult road trip. How did the team handle it?
It was great. We left on Tuesday, played on Wednesday, and then we stayed out and just stayed in Boise for a couple more days. And we our kids got some rest and actually got some entertainment, and we got to do some bonding and things like that. So I think it was good for us.
Lobos had some time between Boise and Laramie. What was the entertainment, Coach?
We did a walkthrough on Thursday. Then we went to the movies, and then that night we had a real nice dinner at a good place in Boise. So it was nice. They appreciated all of that, and I think it helped us and helped the players, get over a heartbreaking loss to Boise and get us focused and ready to go when we got to Laramie.
It was a heartbreaker in Boise. We're going to review that contest. Before that, you guys won a game over San Jose State. But getting to Laramie and winning in a place that's so difficult to play. But you guys, since you've been here, have had some success at the Dome of Doom.
We have. We won 3 in a row, and then I think we've won 4 of our last 5 in Laramie. So. It's a hard place to play for a couple reasons. One, it's difficult. They draw well, and they're always toward the top of the league. So it's a tough place to play. But we've had a lot of success there, and I think we welcome the challenge of going up there and knowing how difficult it is. And I think it keeps us more focused.
I think I have an idea of the secret sauce, a little bit of it, why the Lobos have had such success in Laramie. I think the fact that your team plays in that kind of environment all the time at home, where it's loud, the fans are passionate, they get comfortable with it.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't bother us, and and as you know, we play several Kids Day games throughout the year as well, and that doesn't seem to bother us either. So we're used to it. We have great fans in Albuquerque. We know that, and we appreciate them, and we are used to playing in front of a lot of people.
Is that the thing that's most attractive about this place for you as a coach? I can't imagine there's anything better than having such a passionate fan base.
No, it's the best thing, about being at UNM and about being in Albuquerque is our fan base for women's basketball is tremendous. It's top 20 in the country every single year. And it's big for our program. It's big for recruiting, things like that. But it was the main reason that I came here 8 years ago.
Is the Southwest becoming part of you and your family now? You've been here a while, Coach.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I've adapted to it being dry. I like it. You don't have to cancel many plans because of rain. And the weather's tremendous.
Well, the Lobos did bounce back, a phenomenal win in Laramie over the Cowgirls after the heartbreaker against Boise State. Shows the resiliency of your team?
Yeah, it does. And, our character of our team is tremendous. I've said it over and over. This has been the favorite team to coach here. They play so hard. They play together. They're unselfish and they're great kids. And it's great showing up at practice every day with them. And we've had a lot of really tough losses, and we've won a lot of close games as well. And either way, they stay pretty even, and they just come back the next day ready to go again.
Coach, you've said that several times now, and I can tell you're sincere. Is there something about the personality of this team too?
Yeah, they have one. So that's great. It's a great personality. They get along, and it's always upbeat. We don't have anybody draining the energy out of the room. everybody is positive and works hard and communicates and things like that. So, every now and then you'll have people that just, drain all the energy out of the room, and that hurts. And this team doesn't have anybody.
Okay, we come back on the other side. A Lobo win over San Jose State is our first tape to break down with the coach. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. New Mexico hosted San Jose State in the pit. Let's take a look at the tape with Coach. And this is one you guys dominated really from start to finish, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, we played really well, and defensively we were really good. Got off to a good start defensively. Took us a few minutes to get going on offense, but once we did, our execution was really good.
Execution was really good, and your defense was excellent, Coach. You forced 19 turnovers in this game, and you won the points off turnovers battle 20-9. I imagine a lot of those come in transition, sort of against a defense that's not set, kind of like this.
Yeah, absolutely. We did force a lot of turnovers in this game. We did a good job on the boards as well, and it led to a lot of transition baskets. And when Anaya and Nia Wilson and Paula get the ball in transition, that's when we're at our best.
You mentioned that your team did really well on the boards in this game, and in fact, 13 offensive rebounds, so you win second chance points by 9. That's not always been a hallmark of your teams. This one certainly, they can do that, can't they? Yeah,
absolutely. We've been good on the boards all year, and that's a big plus for us because we usually don't turn it over. So, if we can be on the plus side of rebounds and turnovers, that gives you a real good chance.
Another thing, it hasn't always been true this year. You guys shot the eyes out of it from 3 in this game, Coach. You ended up shooting almost 46% from 3. You made 11 of them.
Yeah, we shot the ball extremely well, and I think it started with us getting some penetration, and now they're collapsing in on us, and we're able to get some perimeter shots. We got some good post-ups, as you see right there. Got a good post-up from V, who then was able to throw it inside as well. So our post-up game has allowed us to get better three-point shots over the last 3 weeks.
You've talked about that a lot over the course of the season with me, Coach, is the kick-out 3. When you get those post touches, they can create open looks, can't they?
Absolutely, and especially if you got guys down there that can score, and Paula and V are really good down in the paint. And when they're scoring the ball and they're commanding a little more attention, it makes the kick-out 3s a lot easier.
Is it evidence of that your 4 primary three-point shooters in this game were a combined 47%? I'm talking about Cumber, Wilson, Reyes, even Augman, 9 out of 19. That comes from the post touches, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And some of those post touches were those guys, because we post up everybody. So I think those 4 generally speaking, are going to be our leading scorers, and it's nice when we can all get it together in the same game.
I think that makes you very unique in the half court, actually, and difficult to guard, that you have 4 players that are both good from the perimeter and down low, and you can mix it up. You can take the bigs down low, you can take guards down low, and it's very difficult to guard, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not all the time where you get guards defending in the post, on opposing teams and things like that. And we're not always great at it either because it's just not something that happens a lot. So we use it a lot in our offense, and, those guys have embraced that too.
17 for Cumber, 16 for Wilson, 12 for Augman. When your top players are all efficient like that, you guys are tough to beat.
Yeah, when the offense is going, solid and crisp, it makes us a whole lot better because so far the defense has been pretty consistent. So, if we can make some shots and limit turnovers, we can be good on offense.
You don't see too many box scores like this, Coach, where one team outscores the other in all 4 quarters. There's usually some ebb and flow. This is pretty unusual. Why do you think that was the case in this contest?
This game we were really locked in, and it was right before our bye, and the kids wanted to. We had just had a couple tough games prior to that, and they just wanted to go into that week-long thing in a good mood.
Well, it was a dominant win, 72-51 over San Jose State. We come back with breakdown of the tape of a heartbreaking loss in Boise next. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. The Lobos went out on the road, the first of 2 games on the trip in Boise against the Broncos. And Coach, this one went right down to the wire.
Yeah, hard-fought game both ways. 2 pretty good defensive teams and a low-scoring game. They just make it hard on you. You've got to get them moving. And that first quarter for us, we really couldn't get anything going offensively.
They were able to push a lead to double digits in the second quarter, but you were shorthanded in this one without Paula Reyes. How is it difficult for you when she's not on court?
Well, in this game in particular, it makes it really difficult because Boise's probably the biggest team in the league. And, we had to go, at that point, go 4 guards instead. And it made it hard on us, and we had to make some adjustments that way. And then offensively, it just hurts us because it takes one of our better scorers out of the lineup.
I'll tell you what, you guys start off ice cold. You missed your first 13 field goals in this game. When you made your first shot, you were only down 6-3, and you're able to come back with a really nice second quarter run after trailing by as many as 13 to get within striking range here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. The fight in this team is incredible. Most teams and most people, when you miss 13 in a row and you can't score at all, it's easy to not play defense and to give up. But, we've been through these droughts before, and this team just continues to fight.
This third quarter was a back-and-forth battle because they pushed the lead back to double digits again, but you guys fought right back and held your own to give yourselves a chance to win it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we got it close, maybe even tied, and then they stretched it back out. We got it to 7 at the end of this quarter, and gave ourselves a chance. And we just said we just got to keep going.
Is this the kind of game that previous teams, when the basket shrinks up, and I know it didn't happen often with the great offenses that you've had, but this one, because of his personality, is able to hang around in a game like this when you can't score because of the defensive mentality?
Absolutely. This team is better than any team that I've had, and just playing through adversity and playing through anything. They just keep doing their job, and regardless of the situation.
What's the environment like for Boise State women's basketball?
Yeah, they had a decent crowd, and it was about like normal. But it's mainly their team, and they're so good, and this year they're really big.
This is turning defense into offense, and you set up a wing 3. Didn't make a lot of them in this one, Coach. Only 6 made 3s, but that was an important one. And now here you are, fourth quarter, and you're working your way back into the game to give yourself a chance at the finish. You're going to get something in transition here.
Yeah, get a turnover, and Nia Wilson gets a run out and able to cut the lead to 1. Now we get it tied, and this is what you want. We have a 3-minute game, and in a tie game on the road against a good team.
You get the deflection, you get the run out, you get the basket. It's all V there. Cumber makes it 52-50.
Yeah, tough break there. They kind of split our zone there and got the game tied up. And then big shot here puts us up 2, and we're going to be up 2 here late. In this situation right here, it's really good defense, and then all of a sudden we make one mistake and came off the ball side wing. And, they made us pay for that. Thought we got a good look here. We put it in Nia Wilson's hands to go make a play, and I think she made the right play. B gets an open shot and just came up a little short.
You get one last chance here. I know you need a 3. This is really hard. Not much time left on the clock.
Yeah, it's hard when there's 2 seconds left to, be able to when they know you need a 3. It's hard to generate a good shot, but we got a shot up.
Got a shot up. You think about this one. Your team was terrific, even when you couldn't throw it in the ocean there for a while. But man, gosh, so close to being able to steal one on the road like that, even on an off night. Impressive, but I'm sure heartbreaking too.
Yeah, it was. We were fortunate to get ourselves in a situation where we had a 2-point lead. I was hoping our defense could close it out for us because we'd struggled on offense. And, they penetrated a little bit, and we were a little slow getting back out on the perimeter, and, and they made us pay.
That last corner three that V had there with about 7 seconds left or so, it looked like she might have been drifting just a little bit as she shot it. Was she just a little late getting to the corner?
I think so. We had it set, and I think she was a step slow getting there. And then, when Anaya went, I was hoping she could take one more dribble to give her another step. But they both made the right play, and we got the shot we wanted. It just didn't go in.
Just came up short. Okay, the Lobos look to bounce back in Laramie next. We're back for a final time on this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. Our third tape today is a Lobo win on the road in Laramie and another buzzer beater. This was a terrific basketball game.
Yeah, again, another defensive struggle, hard fought. Got off to a slow start again, and couldn't score early, couldn't make a shot. But once we warmed up, we were much better on offense.
This game, very different, say, from the first one we talked about today, where you guys controlled every quarter. This was a back and forth game where it looked like it was a game of runs.
It was. The first quarter they kind of controlled. The second quarter, we completely dominated that. We turned them over and made a bunch of shots. And looked like we were going to be in control there at halftime. But our offensive execution and our movement in the second quarter was really good.
We're seeing these open threes go in, and it really points out the difference in the way the two teams executed in this game. Wyoming won paint points by 18. You guys outscored them at the three-point line by 18.
Yeah, and that's about opposite of what we do. We usually score all ours in the paint, and they're a good three-point shooting team. So, it's kind of roles were reversed.
You also won the battle of the boards, and you beat them by 9 on the glass and also by 4 on the offensive end. In a game where the margins were really small, the 5-0 advantage in second chance points, not insignificant, right, Coach?
Absolutely not. Especially for us, and we've struggled to shoot at times, and for us to be able to get offensive rebounds, second chance points, it's big for us.
To give the fans an idea of just how back and forth this game was, you're down 6 at the end of 1, you're up 8 at the end of 2, you're down 4 at the end of 3. It was a really schizophrenic kind of game.
It was, and they won the first and third quarter and dominated it. And, and luckily for us, we won the second and fourth and kind of dominated those.
Winning the fourth, obviously, is always crucial. You're able to do it by 5, but it's the kind of game where you can't get down because it felt like everybody was always going to make a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. Their big run there in the third quarter was partly us running bad offense, and then we absolutely lost it defensively. I mean, we didn't guard the ball. We were late on the double team in the post. We were late getting out to the three-point shoot. Like, we didn't take anything away from them in the third quarter.
You just talked about the defense kind of getting lost in the third quarter. When the offense goes bad, what kind of goes haywire?
We lose our ball movement, and then so we try to score off of one side. We don't get the ball reversed and get multiple attacks. So that's what bothers us the most.
There's a nice kick-out three. We talked about that, how important that is to get the open looks.
Yeah, it was, and then they bounce right back and hit a three against the zone here, and get a post up on one of our guards and lay it in. We're at critical time here. This is right out of a timeout. We're down 4 with 3 to go, and again run the play for Nia Wilson, and she hits V in the corner. That was a big 3 there.
And that was contested too. Tough shot.
We gotta stop on the other end, and we go to Paula in the post, and she played big in this game.
Paula back for this game. You bring her off the bench. She gives you double figures in 27.5 bench minutes, Coach.
Yeah, it was really good. We needed her because we were a little tired heading into the game.
So what about the end game? Obviously, these are massive free throws here from Charlotte Cole.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie hits 2 big free throws, and then here was that was a botch on my part. We go no 3 defense and gave up a quick basket. So then we run it, get it back to Charlie. Don't know what everybody was looking at. She clearly got fouled and somehow comes up with a jump ball, and so now it's their possession into the game here.
And they were patient running this set.
They were. Get a baseline drive here and end up getting a great corner 3 when Nia came over to help and stop them at the basket. And fortunately for us, they missed it. Very similar to the game before. One went and one didn't. And for us, we were fortunate and we got out of there with a win.
Well, for your team this season to have it with a lead and defending late the way that you guys have been playing defense, you'll take that in a close game against a really good opponent in the league, won't you?
Absolutely. We got it down to 1 possession with the lead in both games, and we rely on our defense. One we got, one we didn't, but I would take it that way every time.
And you get that key final defensive rebound, so there's no tip in, nothing like that. I know you love that. Okay, Coach, so just a couple of weeks left in the regular season now, and these next 2 for you are at home on a Wednesday and a Saturday in the pit, San Diego State and Nevada coming to Albuquerque, 2 huge ones here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, absolutely. Every game's hard, but now you've got two teams that are 1 game behind you. So we're playing all the good teams. You look at the last stretch, and it's tough, and we'll be looking forward to the challenge.
For Allison Weiss and Chase Christensen and Coach Mike Bradbury, I'm Robert Portnoy. We'll see you in the pit. So long. Go Lobos.